stories. But tonight we have Diana Walker. She would like to share her success story with us. She has been with Sunrider, I think, for 23 years. Right, Andrea? Are you ready?
Okay, Diana. Yeah, I'm ready.
Oh, sorry,
So,
Diana.
yeah. Andrea's always ready.
Sorry, Diana. Go ahead.
That's okay. So, I was introduced to Sunrider 22 years ago, as Patrick mentioned, and the title of my talk tonight was how I went from craving junk food to craving healthy food and made extra income with Sunrider. So in 1996, November and November 22nd, today's the 12th. This is such a neat way to celebrate my anniversary with Sunrider. 22 years ago, Trudy Stolting, who's on the call, introduced me to Sunrider when we both worked at the hospital here. And prior to that, I'd become a naturopath in 1980. I was a computer programmer in 1969, and then we were both working in administration and human resources at the local hospital. We'd known each other 2 or 3 years and worked together quite closely. And she brought some Sunrider products into the cafeteria and was sharing them with a lot of people. And I said, well, I'm so healthy, I don't need it. Even though I had mood swings, I had fatigue, I had migraines, I had cravings for sugar and coffee, and, but I was healthy, right? So she started to share, and I finally, after a couple of weeks of seeing other people just love these products, I said, okay, just give me a New Plus. So I took the New Plus home with me, and the next morning I had more energy and felt better from one New Plus. And here I had vitamins and minerals and herbs throughout my whole cupboard. It was just jam-packed with them. And yet I really noticed a difference with the New Plus. So then Trudy, there were no meetings locally that we knew about, but it turned out that Jim Pendry was holding meetings. And so I started on the Calli Tea. So everybody here knows about that, the Calli. And that got me off 8 cups of coffee a day. And it was really strong coffee. And I had indigestion, acid reflux, insomnia, and I've been trying to get off coffee for about 5 years. And every time I tried to get off coffee, I would get migraine headaches and like a band across here, and I felt terrible because it's an addiction, and so I just couldn't stand trying to get off coffee, and then I started on Calli, and within 3 days I was off the 8 cups, 7 cups actually. 1 cup I kept in. Jim's laughing because I kept this 1 cup in and I wasn't getting as good a results as I should have been. But Jim told me, why don't you start your day with the Calli? Because it takes 24 hours for your liver to detox even 1 cup of coffee. So I was like, oh, that makes a difference. So I started my day, and I haven't needed coffee or wanted coffee for 22 years. I have so much energy, and this is my drink in the morning. So I started on the Calli, I started on the New Plus, and so the New Plus in the new package, I like it. And then in the 2nd or 3rd month, I started on the Beauty Pearl, Sunrider Beauty Pearl. And that's when my son said to me, he was like 8 or 9 years old, he said, Mom, you don't have flames coming out of your head anymore. So I was like, my mood swings were becoming a thing of the past, and I wasn't like screaming at my kids in the morning to get ready for for school, and I was just more calm. So that was a dramatic change, and all these changes, yeah, I've tried other things for years, so it was quite dramatic, and yeah, so fatigue, migraines, cravings. The cravings went away too, because New Plus has a lot of the same properties as VitaTaste, and it's if you, I won't read the bottle right now, but the ingredients are very similar, which is absolute genius because this tastes great and these don't taste so great. But what Trudy and I did working at the hospital, once we discovered from Jim this wonderful little test of opening the capsule and having a person eat something like chocolate and enjoy it, and then open the capsule, keep it on your tongue for 45 seconds, and drink it down, and then take a piece of chocolate again. So the one that I had, my first experience was Mars Bar. I don't think you have those in the States, but oh my gosh, it tasted like a lump of lard in my mouth. Because I said, where can I spit this out? And I went over to the sink and spat it out because it tasted so terrible. And that's what I was putting in my mouth all the time. I mean, I knew how bad sugar and lard and everything was for you, but I had cravings for it. And so that was just too much fun. So then we started going, Trudy and I went to the lab, and like this was Christmas time because I started in November. So it was about this time of year, and there were Purdy chocolates everywhere in the lab. All the staff had their chocolates and all the other goodies. And so we would go in and have them have a nice chocolate, and then have the VitaTaste. And they thought, well, we'll do this experiment for Diana and Trudy. And yes, so then the garbage pail ended up being full of spit out Purdy's chocolates. So for me, that was so dramatic because it showed that the quality of these products do things that there's nothing else on the market, and I haven't found anything else like it. So it's easy to share. I don't always do that dramatic of a demonstration, and I can't do it long distance, unfortunately. At one time I was going to mail capsules, but it's not very easy to do that. But when you do in-person house parties, like I built a lot of my business on that, and Jim would do that demo quite often, and Trudy did. So those made the difference. I still love also, of course, the Quinery. I just can't live without that. And so the basic programs along with Beauty Pearl is still what I can't live without. And so for 22 years to have that make such a difference in my life, it's very easy to share with other people. And then I also took that online. But if I hadn't had the personal in-person meetings for 7 years in our little town, I don't think I ever would have been able to take it online. And we didn't have all the fact sheets and the product sheets that we have now, which makes it so much easier with Sunrider, and it's getting better and better every day. So I also want to say the part about earning extra income, because when I started, I had a good income from working at the hospital, and I really actually enjoyed my work. And I was a single parent, 2 kids at home, and also my mom lived with me, which was a help, but also she was getting older, so I had a lot of responsibilities. And then I was just going through a divorce with my ex-husband, and so it was a really, really, really stressful time. And so I was so happy when I started to get a little bit of extra income. And then by January it was like only 2 or 3 months later, I was already seeing checks, coming in, because then we had checks mailed to us. And I'm so grateful because since that time, so that would have been 1997, on the 20th of every single month for 22 years, I've had a check deposited by Sunrider. So I'm so grateful, and it's just the best thing. And thank you, Trudy, and thank you, Jim, and thank you, Andrea, for all your support over the years. So that's my story.
Great.